And how's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Dog Drive Mantis, and they can say their names and what they do in the band.
So my name is Carmen, and I play bass in the band.
I'm Mike, I play guitar.
I'm Derek, and I play sax, clarinet, and EWI synthesizer sax.
Awesome, guys. So my first question is, how did you start out the band? How did you get your members?
How we started the band is Carmen and I had been playing in previous projects together. We kind of grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
We've been playing music together since high school. We've had a few different projects. When it was time to start a new one, we actually went on Kijiji. We found Neil, our drummer, who's here today. And we were really impressed with his video, so we jammed with him for about a year, doing even stranger sounding version of what we do now in Dog Drive Mantis. This is pre-Derek. About a year later, we realized that as a three-piece, we probably we wanted to kind of diversify our sound. As a three-piece, we found we were kind of limited to do that. So then we wanted to find another instrument to add to the band that wasn't a guitar. So we're looking for something a little bit different. We came across Derek also on Kijiji, so we all met online.
This interview is sponsored by Kijiji. All brought together by Kijiji. That's awesome. And then, like, how was kind of like the first practice? Obviously, like, you had Derek kind of come in recently, so like, how has been adding another member and like adding new sounds to your band kind of like formulated the new sound?
I think like right off the bat, it was like kind of just fit on the glove, you know? I don't know. We had 5 songs already kind of worked out, and we only ended up using one, right?
Yeah.
Which is the title track, actually, first album, How Did We Get Here? So they played that for me, and I kind of listened to it, and I actually got a lot of Incubus vibes from it at first. And I was surprised to hear after that they're not actually fans of Incubus at all. And I was kind of like, cool, these guys are into that kind of like alt rock kind of stuff, which they are more than I am, I think. I think me and Neil, our drummer, we're kind of more on like the jazzy side, and they're kind of more into that stuff. But
yeah.
So we jammed that song for the first time, and like, I'm not gonna say it was the smoothest ride ever for me, but like I kind of got an idea of like what they were going for and like what my role would be. And I figured that I would have to go on like a more kind of melodic route and kind of take basically like the function of like a lead singer almost.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like natural for me to just get in there, and like it was pretty sick. Like the first practice, and we actually have that original recording on our phones.
Oh, sick.
And like let's listen back to it occasionally and like kind of compare to see how far we've come from like the start and where we are now. So it's pretty cool.
Carmen and I on our respective instruments don't read music, and we don't write anything that we write down on paper.
Yeah.
So it's really important to be able to collaborate with both Neil and Derek are more trained on that side. But typically when people are trained on reading music, they have trouble with improv or ear. It kind of goes one way or the other. There's very few, but everybody in the band works kind of by ear or has the ability to work by ear. So improv is huge. And that's kind of how we determined if we'd be able to work together. It's all, we start all of our jams or songs and songwriting all kind of starts out of improv. And then we'll kind of record audio of our improvs, and then we'll go back and kind of figure out what works and write from there.
That's really cool, because I know, like, for those that don't know, like, I also play guitar and stuff like that. So, like, when I learned, it was all by ear, and so I can respect people that, you know, go into it listening by ear and like trying to figure out stuff. But I also, you know tons of people, and I took lessons for a long time on like writing music and stuff like that. So I could see both sides of the fence, and it's cool to find somebody that can find that middle ground between, like, you know, not being too, like, I guess, schooled and then as versus like somebody who can really like go out, do some like real different stuff and like improv and do that sort of thing. But that's how I felt about like your music, like some of the songs that I was able to listen to. I felt like there's a nice blend of like, okay, like there's some like hard, like obviously like tailoring to like more schooled stuff, like there's definitely like a reined in feeling to that, but also in the same respect it's like I can also get the like improv, like there was some parts where I was like, okay, this feels a little bit more like loose, there's just a little bit more like like a little bit less finesse to it, but it's definitely like still comes out really cool. So I like how you guys kind of obviously talked about it now, but like it is cool to have a band that kind of rides the line of both those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, guys.
It's funny you mentioned that though. There's actually like no really improv at all, even though it sounds kind of improv-y. But the thing is, because it stemmed from improvisation,
Yeah.
right? So it does have that vibe. But if you were to go to a show, I think the songs sound like exactly as they do on the album, with the exception. Yeah, maybe like Carmen will improvise sometimes in some bass lines and whatnot, and I have like my solos in some areas where I improvise. But we were actually talking about that for the next album, saying maybe we should have some sections where, okay, like we know this section is going to last for 16 bars, but it'll be very loose now, and then like maybe we'll go back to like a kind of set in stone kind of section for the verse or whatever, and then we'll go into a more loose section. So we're gonna actually like, I think, experiment with that for the new album a little bit more and see if it works, because I feel like that's where we get our best ideas, like most of the time is like in the moment. So yeah. It's kind of cool that we were able to like have it all pre-written, even though we don't write sheet music, but it's all preset in stone, but it still has that kind of improv-y loose vibe. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. Next question. Obviously, you've played a lot of shows, but what are some favorite venues you guys like to play at or catch a show at in your free time?
We did our I'm blanking right now. Yeah, we did our for our full length that we released last year. We did the Rivoli in downtown Toronto. That place is very cool, and I've seen some cool shows there. So it was pretty exciting to be able to stand on that stage.
Yeah, sure.
and be on the other side of the show, which is kind of cool. I would say the Rivoli would be my answer, because we had our full length release there. It kind of pulled it close to our heart. I don't know what these guys are saying.
That's in Toronto, by the way.
Yes, downtown Toronto.
Also, in Hamilton, Ontario, there's a place called the Doors Pub. We had our third show ever there, and I think that is still my favorite to this day, because just the space is so cool. They kind of took over an old like Victorian style house.
Oh, sick.
And the upper floor, they cleared out all the walls in between the rooms, and it's just one big room. And the ceiling is like very high. It's almost like a church, kind of like cathedral vibe to it. And the floors are all wooden, and the walls are all concrete. So the sound is amazing. And there's a big chandelier that hangs down above the band, and it's just like everyone just kind of stands on the floor, like right in front of the band. But it's so cool, man. And that show in particular, we were playing with like 3 other amazing bands, and yeah, I don't know, it was just like the vibe that night was like incredible. And we also have video from that show, which we look back to.
Yeah,
it's just like,
it was our third show.
It's the coolest shit.
Some of our buddies were filming on their phones. It was our third show. So for some people, first time ever seeing us, and I listened back. I remember when we were working on the album, we were listening back to those clips and trying to figure out how can we like inject that energy into the studio version. And honestly, there's some tracks that we couldn't do it. So it's kind of a mystery how the energy came across that night.
I think also the band that played before us, they're called Gung Ho Catalyst.
Okay.
Anybody who likes our band should definitely check out this band, because they're like, it's in the same realm, but they're amazing. It's really good alt kind of mathy prog rock. And then the lead singer kind of has like a Marilyn Manson kind of thing going on a bit. It's really cool, man. It's a really cool match.
Yeah.
But we were just like, they went on before us, so we were like, man, we better step up our game, or else like, we're gonna sink here. This is only our third show ever. Like, we're gonna get buried alive. So I think that was like the motivating factor for that night too. It's like time to go kind of thing. So
Do you have a venue?
I was thinking about that, but I can't say I do. Like the first venue we played at in Toronto was called the May. And it was a Vietnamese restaurant.
it's closed now. Eh?
Oh,
And that was a fun night. It's closed now, which sucks. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I always went to that show. We had a lot of friends come out.
Yeah, that was good too. And they had a recording studio in the basement, and the sound engineer guy invited us down after and showed us the place and gave us his business card and said if we ever wanted to use it, that we could take that space. And we considered it, but you know, studios are expensive to rent, and you know, you clear out your living room and get kind of the same effect almost. So.
yeah.
Which we've done for the last recording, so
Yeah.
and it worked really well. So I don't, you know, it's subjective, I guess, but it worked for us. So.
Awesome, guys. Next question, kind of to follow up the venues. What was the last show that you attended that you didn't play?
That we didn't play?
That you did not play, correct.
I saw Slipknot at Budweiser stage.
Oh, sick.
It's like
Okay.
a pretty big venue in Toronto. And yeah, that was a sick show. They had like Gojira, Volbeat, and Behemoth.
Mm-hmm.
And Slipknot closed, and it was pretty awesome. My first time seeing them.
I'm blanking on my last formal show that I've been to. It's been quite, I've moved further away from Toronto recently.
Oh, man.
Just a couple cities over in Burlington, so shows are hard to get out to. But I recently saw in my city now. I can't even tell you the name of this band, but it was a gypsy jazz band, and I was kind of just walking
Sick.
from a distance, and they're playing an outdoor show. And that sort of guitar playing, the gypsy jazz style, has not always, over the last 5-6 years, has really been interesting to me and inspiring to me in terms of style. So that was sweet. I wish I could tell you the name of the band. They were great.
Yeah, for me, I haven't been to many shows this year either. I don't know. There hasn't been a lot of my favorite bands that have kind of been around this year.
Mm-hmm.
I usually check out the TD Jazz Festival, but there wasn't a lot of acts that I wanted to see this year there as well, so I didn't even end up going this year. But one I can remember from last October, was Ghost Note.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of them. They're like a funk jazz fusion band, but it's kind of like balls to the wall, like supersonic speed, like kind of really fast funk jam. And if you've heard of the bassist Mono Neon, he wears all these like neon colors.
Okay.
He like slap bass, but he has that Digitech whammy octave pedal.
Oh, that's sick.
All the time, and he does these crazy like bends and stuff, and he's wild. He actually used to play for Prince, like right before he died.
Oh, that's sick.
He's got like a lot of credibility. He's pretty popular on like social media now and stuff because there's a lot of like wacky kind of stuff. But he plays in Ghost Note, and like him with the rest of the band was like crazy. And it was such a long show. It was like 2.5 hours, and they were just going like non-stop. Like, I don't know how you guys even have the stamina to do it. And they took one break in between, but it was like a 5-minute break, like just washroom break, and it was like boom, like back on. And like they were playing at the Rex Hotel, which is like a jazz bar in Toronto, and it's not even that big, and the place is like slam packed, and like people were like moshing to like some of the groups. Like, and that's not typically the scene you would see there. It's usually like a bunch of old guys playing, you know, straight ahead jazz, like, you know, standards and stuff, and like to see that kind of vibe there was like really cool. It was like a real kind of concert.
That's another great venue.
Yeah, we really want to play there someday, but it's hard to book. You got to book like at least a year in advance.
Yeah,
they're really picky about who they want to play there.
Sure.
It's hard to get a prime time spot like on weekends.
Yeah. I
I'd like to sell on Monday or Tuesday night if we were gonna go there. So, but it's still worth it. Like, there's a lot of jazz musicians in the city always just kind of hang around there. And it's good to get noticed there.
yeah, absolutely. I went up to Toronto it was a couple years ago, and I went to like Sneaky D's, like I walked by like the Rex Theater, stuff like that. So like I am semi familiar with the Toronto area. I definitely want to go back because it was not I didn't stay there for like a long enough time to kind of like experience it, but next time I come through, I'll have to. Hopefully, you guys have a show lined up, and I'll catch you guys play.
Yeah, we actually. It's funny you say that because we got an offer for Sneaky D's, but our drummer is not in the country right now, so we just haven't shows lately. But I'd imagine when he gets back, we still have that contact, so we'll probably be there. Hopefully sooner than later. Not sure when. But yeah.
There we go, guys. Next question, the big one. Who are some of your musical influences? Who do you guys draw from?
There's a Toronto band called Broken Social Scene. It's kind of like alt rock, and they range from like 7 to 20 at a time. And it's like very creative, a lot of cool tones, good songwriting. They have a bunch of good albums, so. And they're like local too, so it's kind of just been like an ongoing source of inspiration. So they're up there for sure.
I would second that. They're probably my favorite band, but for the sake of changing things up as a guitarist, there's a guy called Julian Lodge. I'm saying his last name right. He's a jazz guitarist. I'm most familiar with his trio stuff. His tone is something that kind of changed my mind about guitar tone in general. But yeah, everything about his playing, his style, his writing is super inspirational to me as a guitarist, at least. Very different than what we do, but as an instrument, yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, a lot, but sorry, go on.
Oh, you can.
I thought you had
No, go. Yeah.
I have a lot, man, but if we're gonna keep it like specific to this band, I guess I would say Streetlight Manifesto.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I don't know, I was just such a fanboy over them. Like in high school when I got introduced to them by one of my buddies, and like I had just started playing alto sax at the time. And it was about like 6 months after I got introduced to them, and I was just like hooked. Like, and I would spend like all night like watching YouTube videos of like their live shows and stuff, and like just trying to like capture their vibe because it's crazy, man. And then I ended up going to like their shows for like the next like 6 years straight, like just always like front, like right up against the stage. I would line up at like 6:30, and the show would be till like 11. And I would sit through all the opener acts. Not, no offense to them, but like not really care about them because they weren't. I mean, they're a pretty unique band, Streetlight Manifesto, so it's hard to find acts like in that same realm. So they were still good, but they weren't like what I came for, you know. So can I sit through all them, and finally Streetlight comes on, and it's just like their energy is huge, man, and like everybody's moshing, and just like it's like people are breaking limbs. Like, but it's like everybody's. There's no in between with this band. It's really weird for the fans. It's like you either don't know about them, or you hate them, or you love them. There's no like, I kind of like them, and maybe I'll go to the show tonight. It's like no, like everybody there knows every lyric to every song. Yeah. And now even the fans are like screaming out like the horn lines, like they're singing like the horn melodies and everything. It's like it's wild, man. I've never seen like that kind of crowd control by a band that has like zero gimmicks at all. They just come in like their street clothes and like whatever they're wearing, and they just like play the damn music, and it's like it's just so well written, and like it almost sounds like it's made for like live shows, like the music, and there's like a lot of chanty kind of background and vocals and stuff, and I just wanted to figure out a way to like capture that vibe and like get into that kind of realm of like fusing like horns and like hard like
Mhm.
alternative rock. Because that's what I grew up listening to. Like I didn't grow up listening to jazz and stuff. I listened to all that stuff like after I started playing
Yeah.
saxophone to kind of learn more and discover more about like my own instrument and, you know, expand my music theory knowledge, right? So also on top of Streetlight Manifesto, I'd say another huge inspiration for me is Chris Potter.
Nice.
He's a jazz tenor saxophonist. Yeah, you probably heard of him. He's an amazing musician. Like, even if you're not a saxophonist, I feel like if you just want to improve your musical vocabulary, he's a great guy to listen to. So, yeah. Those are mine.
Awesome. I like how diverse you guys work, just because I feel like, you know, just based off of like what you guys do musically, it's kind of like, you know, I couldn't really put one thing on it, and I think that obviously stems from each of you coming kind of from a different background. So, it's always cool to hear that. Continue on the train of doing different stuff, because I think it's, you know, obviously separates you from everyone else, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's like a blessing and a curse because it's like, I feel like uniqueness is what will take you far, but it's also really hard to work with promoters because they want you to be very specific about like the genre you have so they can hook you up with like, these bands or play this like festival or whatever.
You know, trying to get the other bands.
It's really hard to like sell it when you don't really know like what specifically you're trying to sell, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's interesting to see where it'll go.
I also feel like the following comes along with that, though. You know what I mean? If somebody has something unique, like I feel like people are more willing to be like, "Wow, this is like outside of what I listen to." Like, so I would be about trying it out, and then those people happen to be like, I would say the people that listen to like the most unique, you know, aspects of music, I think are some of the like deep-seated like hardcore fans. So, you know,
exactly. Yeah, you're right about that.
Funnily enough, we tend to get a good response from math rock fans.
Yeah. I could imagine that.
Yeah, which is funny. And I had a really long phase of really loving math rock and kind of incorporating it into my playing style, but I wouldn't say we're anywhere close to math rock. But somehow we fit in very well to the math rock community. So, yeah, that's kind of cool.
I think a lot of it is your guitar tone, actually.
Yeah, maybe. Through previous influences, and
you play everything dropped, right?
A full step
D standard.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I think maybe associate like that sound with like the math rock vibe.
Yeah.
And, like maybe like, oh, hey, that's familiar.
Close enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
There we go, guys. Next question, a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
If we can pick a song to cover,
we've already done that.
If you were to add a new one to your list of covers.
Do you guys have any ideas?
Go for it. I know what yours is.
I don't even know what mine is.
Okay, so Carmen's is definitely, I know what Carmen's is.
The intro song?
No. So we recently put out a cover of the theme music of Mario Kart 64.
Oh yes.
So we're trying to think of outside of the box covers because the last thing this world needs is another Wonderwall cover. So along the Mario Kart 64, Carmen had this idea to cover from Winnie the Pooh. If you've ever watched like the Disney Winnie the Pooh growing up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There was Heffalumps and Woozles. There was like a theme song around these like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a sick song. So
it's really cool.
Yeah, so that was kind of a plan to do that. I don't know if we'll ever have time to do that, but that would probably be our next cover.
Yeah.
Because you can speak to more of that, but
I just feel like we could pull it off too. There's a lot of like weird dynamics and tones, and we're pretty experimental when it comes to tones too. So like, I feel like we could pull it off pretty well, and it's very like interesting. It'll be fun for us too.
Yeah.
So that's up there for me. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I would think that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when we were doing the Mario Kart cover, we were all gonna kind of pick one cover each and like do a bunch. But the Mario Kart one took so long, and we kind of scrapped that. I couldn't imagine spending like the next year doing like another 3 cover songs and avoiding like the next, new original music from us. So. At the time though, I was deciding on doing the band Knower, if you've heard of them.
Okay.
Knower. They're like an electronic jazz duo, but now they kind of branched out. Now they do kind of like big band shows too and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So it's really cool. There's this one song called "Gotta Find Another Way," one of their earlier albums, and it's really like cool, kind of bass and drum, kind of beat, kind of heavy driven like that. And our drummer Neil is really into that stuff. So a lot of like Apex Twin and kind of drum and bass beat kind of stuff like that as well. So I figured we could pull that off if we did do it and put our own spin on it. And I could do the vocal line on sax and use the keyboard part that Mike can handle, and then Carmen could do the bass and drum stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like super sold on doing it, but I thought it would be a cool thing to do. But yeah, I didn't really give it too much thought, to be honest. So I'm sure there's more, but I don't know at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm blanking on you. I don't have one for you, but
Mario Kart was your choice.
yeah, Mario Kart was my choice. So in the past we have done Sugar Ray. I don't even know what song you did.
Sundays every morning.
Every morning, yeah.
Every morning. These are just like live shows, and we've done Shaggy. It wasn't me.
Okay.
People like that. So stuff like that. I don't know, but generally, I think for covers we try to, we try to do very unusual options.
Choices,
it's really hard to find.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You gotta find something that people will recognize, but also something that hasn't been covered before, which is the real challenge to do a very quality cover.
Yeah. I think your choices were really good though, considering like I feel like most people like know the songs but maybe haven't heard it in the way that you guys do it. So keep it up.
Yeah.
The Mario Kart one, I'm a fan of that one, so you got my vote of approval on that one.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Next question, another fun one as well. Gotta ask, favorite food to eat?
Ooh.
Y'all know mine. Shawarma.
Yeah.
I probably like 2 to 3 times a week, man. I'll go out. Osmos is the best. I don't think they have that in the States.
No, I don't think so. No.
I don't think so, no. Yeah, I don't know if... I think all the ones that I go to here are all Canadian, so I don't know if you know them, but Laziz is another one,
Okay.
which is good.
Yeah.
So when you hit Toronto next,
Yes.
Yeah.
those Laziz.
Osmos, yeah.
I heard the Osmos in Toronto, though, isn't that great. I don't know.
Yeah, they vary a lot.
Yeah, they vary. The location you go to, like, some are really bad and some are really good. So.
Okay. Good tip.
But there's so many shawarma places in Toronto, though, man. Like, you walk 2 blocks and you'll pass, like, 3 shawarma places, which is like a thing, you know.
Yeah.
Especially more and more nowadays, it seems to be getting, like a really popular kind of option in the last 10 years or so. A lot of, what do you call them? Like, standalone shawarma places now. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With if cost was no option, ribeye steak, hands down. I like to cook, so my ribeye steak cooked by myself would be my choice.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Pretty simple, man. I love mashed potatoes. Like mashed potatoes with like chicken is like my favorite meal. Not to say I don't like things with spice, like Indian food or anything like that. It's just I don't know. You can always have mashed potatoes.
Yeah, what about mashed potatoes and like breaded pork chops? Like, you know,
That'd be fun.
Oh,
schnitzel, yeah,
That's
that's
fun.
schnitzel.
Yeah,
that's like the best combo with mashed
mashed
potatoes.
potatoes with like so many things. That's
Yeah, I know.
it goes-
Yeah. Mashed potatoes are versatile AF.
yeah.
There you
So
go.
when we did our Mario Kart video, we had it like our the guy who did our album, Josh Korea, came over. and we had a couple buddies come and help film. And super low budget. We can't like really, we're trying to feed everybody for helping us out. So we ended up getting like a platter of chicken on the rocks from the local shawarma joint, and I think it was like $130 worth of rice and chicken.
Oh my god!
And, I'll never forget that, and it fed us like 3 or 4 times each that day. We ate just.
It was like just a giant shawarma catered. I don't even know what you call it. It was like
platter.
That kind of steel pan deep dish
Oh
thing.
my god!
Yeah. Just a massive, like maybe that big.
Yeah.
That is what you call value,
then
my
you got the
guys.
sauce. But yeah.
Awesome, guys. Next question: if there was another musical instrument that you guys could be proficient at, what would it be?
Oh.
I would say cello. I actually bought a cheap one, and it's very hard. Going from like basic, like I pluck it, okay, and like kind of feel out the notes right. But the bow is like, so foreign, and it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It's just scratchy right now, so it's gonna take a while to sound clean. So I'm kind of working towards it, but that'll be the one.
I see your cello, and I would up you on upright bass or double bass. I've rented one. I mean, again, price is no option. I would buy one for like $3,000 or whatever they are. I've rented one a couple times. I'm not using what I know with the guitar stuff, but not very well. But I really admire being able to just off the fly run a walking bass line kind of thing on one of those things. Sure. That'd be my choice for sure.
Yeah, mine would be probably guitar, because that's kind of what I always. Oh, sorry. It's kind of always what I wish I would have played, but I honestly ended up choosing sax because I started music kind of late in grade 11. I was like 16 or so. So I figured, man, if I ever have a shot at getting gigs or whatever, I better pick something that's more in demand,
Yeah.
and not so frequent. But I actually bought a Telecaster last year, and I rented one the year before, and I've been practicing on and off, but I just feel like maybe it's just my crappy technique, but I don't have my fingers just feel so fat. My fingers are actually bent now. I don't know if you can see that, but it's so weird. They're bent in accordance to the sax keys.
Yeah.
I've just been, playing that for so long. They're actually physically all crooked. And now when I try to play certain chords, literally impossible. I can't get my fingers straight, or I can't pull down to cover all the frets and the strings, and I always get super frustrated with it. I'm not even gonna lie. Every time I practice it, because I just feel like it's physically impossible for me. Or I get massive carpal tunnel after 2 days of practice, and I have to stop because I feel like I'm gonna lose there's gonna be some tendon damage or something in my hands.
You gotta think about it as hand embouchure.
Yeah, I can't grasp the concept. Yeah, I just gotta build it up and keep doing it. I know, but it's so painful and frustrating. It's just Also, I would say I play a little bit of keyboards. I can't really bass comp with my left hand, but I'm actually gonna go buy a Chord mini log synthesizer today, so I'm gonna start to get into that kind of stuff. Nothing crazy. I'm never gonna be able to play classical Mozart pieces, But if I can play synth lines to, do some cool stuff with other projects, and I'm down for that. I'm gonna start to get into that. So I feel like that will be easier than guitar. Yeah, for sure. At least for me.
In your situation,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna do that first. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome, guys. Next question: if you could pick
Yeah.
somebody to collaborate with, whether it be a guest vocalist or any guest member on a next record, or a producer you'd like to work with in the future, who would it be?
I don't mind. I'll go. I have a friend from Toronto who's a rapper.
Oh,
And
cool.
he's released like a few singles and music videos. He's pretty good, so I'm actually gonna work on an album with him next. And I think we're gonna do one song with him as like a tester, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if these guys want to continue. And then if not, like we might go it alone and try some stuff out. I don't know. It's gonna be really experimental. It's not gonna be a hip hop album per se. Like it can kind of be anything because he's pretty open. Whatever, but he would be kind of rapping for most of the time because that's his forte, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, work with him and see if we can come up with something cool. And even if we do a track in like our style and we have him rap over top of it,
Mm-hmm.
that could be a cool thing as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's been on my mind for like actually the last year and a half, maybe. We've been talking about it a lot. And I think we're actually going to start like next month. And that's actually the reason why I'm buying this Korg mini log synthesizer, because I think I want to have that vibe on his stuff. So he seems to be interested in that style as well. Like if you heard of like the Tyler the Creator albums,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
last two. I don't know if you're familiar with. He uses a lot of synth kind of stuff, so it'll be kind of in that realm. So yeah, that's mine. I guess.
I hadn't really put a lot of thought into that question actually, but as Derek's speaking, the first act that came to mind is a band called Koi Child. I think it's K-O-A Child. They're out of Australia, and it's sort of a pop guy rap on top of it. Really sweet. I think there's at least a couple of horns going on in there. Anyway, I think they have a really cool spin on hip hop in general, and I think we'd probably make some cool music. They're on the other side of the world, but again, price is no option.
Yeah.
Fly solo.
Yeah.
I don't really know an individual or a band I would collaborate with. Like a good singer would be nice, for like a song or two. I don't even know what kind of singer. I feel with our kind of music, we could do like a jazz singer, or even like a rock singer, or like rap. Like it could go any way. So, a singer of some sort.
There we go.
Sure.
Awesome. Next question, guys.
Again,
My
produce our albums.
Oh, you can go. Sorry. All right, guys. Next question. My personal favorite one. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Ooh,
Oh,
shit.
oh, I know mine.
How do you know that's so quick?
Yeah, Leon from Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for
Yes, not the new 2
Badass.
remake with the new voice actor. No. I don't play video games anymore, to be honest, but I've checked out the new one. Seems pretty cool, but that's my favorite game of all time, man. And I think it always will be. Like at its time, that game was like
Even
groundbreaking. Even now, man, that game is like that. game doesn't age at all.
That's classic.
Gameplay, like cinematics, like all the cutscenes, like a movie. It's like the story is like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like the progression of it, perfect. But Leon's just such a badass, man. And his voice actor is so good in that game. Like, I was actually really disappointed with the new one when they changed his voice actor. It just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Man. I saw the trailer and I was like, he didn't seem like as badass. And it's cool because he's not like an aggressive like kind of character. He's just like really cool, calm, and collected, and like, I got this. And he just like kicks ass. Like, it's just like he came prepared. He doesn't know what he's getting into though, but he's like, I got this. And he just like goes for it and it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah.
You going?
Man, I'm thinking.
I haven't kind of dropped that. Video games kind of stopped for me since like the first Xbox. So I'm trying to think back. So my answer will be a little bit outdated, but I'm going to go Tui, which is the sequel to Banjo-Kazooie on the Nintendo 64. It's a stupid bear with a bird in his backpack.
Yeah.
And they get into all sorts of shenanigans. Favorite game. I don't know how much resemblance I have to those characters, but for some reason it resonates with me. So, that's gonna be my answer. Banjo.
It's hard to think of one, but the last game I played was God of War. So being Kratos would be pretty fun. Probably end up in jail within like 10 minutes. But,
beheading people.
Yeah. It's a pretty badass character though.
There we go. Awesome. I think your like your phone shut off because now I'm getting like just your logo. So I don't know if it was just like a time thing. You want to check it out?
Are we back?
There we go. We're good. Yeah.
You can continue. I'm just gonna grab the phone charger.
Awesome. All right, guys. The next question. Obviously, we got to get back into the music-related stuff. But if you could compile a dream tour, who would be on the lineup?
I thought you got this one day.
Definitely Streetlight Manifesto.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like people who are into that would really dig our stuff. So it just makes like the most sense to me. Hopefully we can try to push that in the future. I don't know though. But so Streetlight and then maybe
Krongbin?
Yeah.
Krongbin
is a good one too. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're kinda I don't know. I don't know how they're like chill, kinda nappy.
Okay.
Latin, math rock. It's hard to describe them, man. They're just a trio of guitar, bass, drums, and they're actually like really popular. I'm actually surprised about how popular they are because you go on YouTube and some of these songs have like 3 million plays on YouTube alone, and it's just instrumental music. But it's really chill, and I feel like anybody could enjoy it. And Mike really loves them, so it kind of fits into his play style. And you can hear the connection between our two bands, so that could be a good option too. Yeah.
I would say those guys. Can't think of any other ones on the spot.
I got one.
What is it?
Mine's gonna be there we go. Just plugged in the charger, so we're good. Mine's gonna be Toe for sure.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Toe's like I guess they're math rock. 100%. Those shows are beautiful, and I think we'd fit well with Toe. You guys are just talking about Krongbin, right?
Yeah.
That'd be my second choice. But yeah, I would say Toe is up there.
Toe's up there. That'd be sick. And we also like, I don't know if this is like a future question, but our dream is to play in Japan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Playing with Toe would be crazy.
Yeah. And another Bad Not Good out of Toronto.
Yeah, that would be
nice.
a good
Yeah.
matchup too.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great band to play with.
Yeah, I feel like their fans would dig our stuff too. It's kind of in the same realm.
Awesome, guys. Next question to kind of follow up the dream tour lineup. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show?
Well, I already mentioned Streetlight shows.
Yeah.
They're good.
But they're nuts, though.
Like, huge. Who else?
So I saw Slipknot. That was my first metal concert, but like that was a really fun show. Everyone was into it. It was like very high energy. They sounded really good. Yeah, I'd say that's up there for me.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, honestly, I would say Streetlight. I wouldn't. Streetlight Manifestos. I can't say they're my favorite band just
Sure.
because of other bands that exist, but I do like them a lot. But I would say as a live show, I would pick Streetlight over anything else. Because basically, whether you like it or not, or no matter how late you show up, you're going to end up in the front pretty easily because the entire venue becomes a non-optional mosh pit. So the only show I've been to is I started way in the back for the whole opening act, and then as soon as the first strum guitar on Streetlight's act, I ended up in the front in like 30 seconds. The whole crowd just imploded.
Yeah.
And I've never been to a show with that kind of energy, and everybody's so engaged. Yeah.
I went out of breath like within 5 minutes. I had to go back, like chill. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. It's like 2 hours of like survival. Just like trying to and like knock off all the stage stuff, trying not to get hit in the face.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so fun.
But it's very friendly mosh. Yeah, it's like
nobody's like punching each other like
Yeah.
you're an a-hole. Like, it's not like that. It's like people just like don't know what to do with their energy because they're so hyped and like arms are flinging around and like shoes are flying off. Like I don't know, man.
Carmen and I actually went to Oshiega.
Okay.
It's a festival in Montreal. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it in the States, if you guys ever go to visit there, but in Montreal, Canada, there's a pretty big festival. But we went back in like 2012 or 2013, and I remember checking out the lineup and reading about Tame Impala, and they weren't very big, and they had like a 2 p.m. slot. And we were pretty close to them because there wasn't a ton of people watching them. And that was insane. I haven't seen them since, but that was a blast and they're huge now. Yeah, and it was cool to see them so long ago. That was how I found out about them, but it was like that was right after their first album, and that album really probably wasn't what got them. That wasn't like their successful performance.
Also at Oshiega, we saw Block Party.
Oh, nice.
And that was like a real, and I feel like they were honestly a lot better back then. I think we caught them at a good time. Like the show itself was really fun, and it was like, it was a really good time.
Awesome.
Also, okay, never mind. I had one more.
You can go. Say it. Go ahead.
Okay. I would say Steely Dan too.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's not a high energy show, but it's just like, man, like master musicians. Like if you want to see like real musicians like really do it to a T, it's like, oh my god, man. Just perfect music. Just like I'm a huge Steely Dan fanboy as well, so I might be a little biased here, but I've seen them probably like 5 or 6 times, and every time it's just like a perfect show, man. Well worth the money. It's a little expensive, but I think it's well worth it.
Awesome, guys. Next question: favorite TV show, favorite movie.
Favorite TV show now or like from any time?
I feel like, how about now? We'll keep it current.
Ooh,
okay. Well, I got nothing. Don't really watch much anymore, to be honest.
Let's see. I just finished watching a show called Legion. It's it's a Marvel show, but not very like, superhero kind of style. It's Legion is like the son of Professor X, and he's like crazy, but he also has like a bunch of powers. So he's like schizophrenic, but he doesn't know that, and like people put him on a lot of like drugs, so they think he's like depressed or whatever. Like he's hearing voices, but he actually has powers, he doesn't know it. So it's like, kind of like a psychological show as well. Like it's not, like I said, like very superhero-y. It's more like it's good characters, like some twists involved, and I thought it was really well done. It just wrapped up actually, 3 seasons. That was good. In terms of movie, I would say Nightmare Before Christmas is up there.
Oh, okay.
I actually had the main guy on.
Favorite movie for me would be Pulp Fiction.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, I had that on DVD growing up, and I watched it a lot. And I don't really watch TV. It's been a really long time since I've watched a show. So I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna say my favorite non-TV show. It's on YouTube. I watch a lot of binging with Babish.
Oh,
it's a cooking
yes.
show.
Yeah.
Can you consider that a show? It's not on TV,
yeah,
but it's on
sure. Yeah,
YouTube.
and he has like episodes and stuff. I mean, kind of. So, but I'll give you a pass.
Accept that. Perfect. Yeah. So I like cooking and learning about cooking. He has a really good format, and he makes it entertaining at the same time. But I always leave one of those with more knowledge than I went into it with. So yeah, that'd be my cheating answer.
Yeah, I don't really watch any TV or shows, or I don't have Netflix or anything. But I did. Well,
You go straight to chill.
skip that. I did make a point to watch all of the new Dragon Ball Super, and I'm not an anime fan, but I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, and like I still love it to this day. Like it's just, I don't know. I can go on about it for weeks.
Our band shares like a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, it's Soiled our YouTube channel with searching episodes.
I enjoy it too, so I dig it.
Yeah, because it comes up in like your related videos, right? There's an algorithm, they try to show you whatever you've recently searched, right? And now that's all it is on YouTube. It's all crap.
Or Tower of Power Tiny Desk concert.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. That was him as soon as I saw it. Tower of Power Tiny Desk NPR.
Yeah.
I was definitely Derek watching that like 20 times for sure. Keep going.
Tower Power, if you didn't know, it's like an old. They started in like the '70s, early '70s. They're like a soul R&B band with like a 5-piece horn. They're amazing as well. But yeah, so I've watched all the Dragon Ball Super. I love it. It got a lot of flack. People were like, "Oh, it's not as good as Z," blah blah blah. But I think it's actually perfect because the original Dragon Ball was all about the comedy. Z was about the fighting, and now Super is like both of those in like perfect equality to each other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really enjoy it, man.
Movie?
Movie?
That Blu-ray movie you got, that live show?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you would consider that a movie, though. I have this live DVD of the Pat Metheny Unity Band.
Oh, sick. Okay, yeah.
With Chris Potter. I don't know if that's considered a movie, though, but they did film it in this really sick like theater, and it looks very cinematic. And that's
all watch that.
Awesome. Oh, I know. You guys still have to watch it.
I'm pretty sure he said that on our second practice. He's like, I got this Blu-ray.
I think I got it like the week before I met you guys. I ordered it in the mail because I knew it was going to be
4 years later.
Yeah, so I didn't watch it. But I've watched it multiple times, man. It's fantastic. And they released like a live, they released like the audio on Spotify, so you can listen to it without seeing the video. Okay. So it's cool. It's cool to compare like the original album to with like that live one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a movie though. If we're gonna talk about like actual movies, I don't know, man. Again, like I'm not a super big movie TV show person, but Napoleon Dynamite.
I'll give you the pass.
This is always gonna be one of my favorite movies, man. Yeah, to get that amount of comedy without like the profanity and like, you know, to have it like totally clean almost.
Yeah, like shock.
It's like that's a hard thing to do, I think. Now a lot of like I'm really into that stuff. So yeah, I thought it was hilarious. When I first saw it in grade 7, I had like tears streaming down my face. I was laughing so hard. Just the opening scene of him waiting for the bus and just like it was just so amusing to me. Like I've never seen somebody play like a role like that, like just such a nerd. Like, he just did it so well. What's his name? John Heder?
Yeah,
Peter or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
And apparently he only got paid like $2,000 to film the whole movie. That's
Really?
ridiculous.
Never
Yeah,
heard that.
yeah. It was a very low budget film too. So to have it like, it's almost like a classic now.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows about
Everybody
that.
knows
Yeah.
about that
So
movie. Oh yeah.
that's just in terms of like what they achieved there. Like that's really almost like inspirational. You know, very low budget and they pulled that off. So yeah.
Awesome, guys. My next question is, if you were trapped on a desert island and there was one album you could bring with you for the next month, what album would it be?
Oh,
Do we get a vinyl player as well? Or
I
is this
mean,
on
I feel like
Spotify?
you will have all the tools
Do we only have
necessary
a-
to play said musical property.
Okay.
I think I know what Mike's is. When we went on a limb and say Jack Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be screwed over anyway for the rest of my life. I gotta listen to something. Yeah, I have a real heartfelt place in my heart for "In Between Dreams" by Jack Johnson. Wicked album. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, sure. I was gonna say "You Forgotten People" by Broken Social Scene, but
Oh, okay.
I feel like that would lead to. I would eventually go crazy and yeah, it wouldn't. It's kind of very hectic and yeah, I feel like Jack Johnson would be a little more sane.
There.
I'd say it's brand new. It's came out this year. Anderson .Paak song is like
Oh, nice.
fire, man. Like, if you haven't checked that out, you can check that out. And it's very accessible music, I think. It's like, because he was kind of all more leaning towards like the hip hop side for his previous records, but this one is more like back to Motown kind of funk, easy, you know, steady groove, steady pocket throughout the whole song. But like what he does himself over top with his vocals and everything else, like it's so cool, man. Yeah, it's a very good album. I think everyone should check that out.
I'd probably say Revolver by the Beatles.
Oh.
It's like my favorite albums ever. Like every time I listen to it, it's still so good. And I feel like that, like Mike was saying before, like that would kind of almost help me stay sane a bit. There's some albums I love that might just like end up screwing me.
On a desert island.
Yeah.
We're talking desert island.
Yeah.
The Beatles will help me through it.
There we
these
go.
are all pretty chill records.
Yeah, you guys all picked very easy going records. I like it. But the last thing, the most important thing, tell them about your band, where they can find you at, and anything coming up in the next couple months.
We are Dog Drive Mantis. If you've gotten this far, you don't know our name yet. I think all of our, you handle our socials and stuff, but we're / Dog Drive Mantis at everything.
Yeah, it should be. I'm pretty sure it is on all of them. Facebook, Instagram, it's / Dog Drive Mantis. There's no underscores or capitals or anything. Yeah, we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud.
We just put out a new single on YouTube called Volta, and we did this was the same day we did the Mario Kart video, we filmed Volta as well.
Oh, nice.
Very similar setting. This is the chicken shawarma platter day. So a little bit of garlic sauce stained on my
There you
cheek.
go.
But Derek made it look like a Michael Bay film. Like he edited it and he did an amazing job. And it's just like
Killed it.
it was just this low budget thing we did in my parents' basement. Shh, don't tell anybody. And he just made it look amazing. Nobody would ever guess that.
Yeah.
And there's like explosions going on and shit. It's amazing. The video is I'm so impressed with how it turned out, given with what we had. And in my opinion, we recorded in a home in a non-acoustically treated room in a basement, and it sounds 10 times better than our first album that we did in a real studio.
Yeah.
We just really nailed our tones, and Neil did an awesome job mixing it. And anyway, so that's Volta. That's on YouTube. And yeah, I mean, so that was kind of our, that was the first original we had written since our full length came out. We were working on Mario Kart for the last year and a bit as well, over a year. And our first album took like 3 years to start recording.
Oh man.
Basically, yes.
The whole process.
The whole thing took 3 years. So Derek's going to be digging up some archives and stuff, a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. And we're going to get started writing when Neil's back back here, and that will take a while, we'll be honest. But we're going to be chipping away, and hopefully some live shows in Toronto. We do hope to do a US tour probably next year.
Yeah, there you go.
Whereabouts are you out of?
I am based out. Well, Philly is the closest to me, so if you guys
Cool.
come to Philadelphia,
I was just there.
we'll do
This
something.
spring. Yeah, so we probably hit Philly. I know Southern United States, there's a huge math rock scene. There's certain
Yes.
like pockets.
Yeah.
Lots of people that like math rock, so we could probably stick around there. And Philly is definitely accessibly drivable for us. So anyway, we hope to do the US tour. We did East Coast Canada last year. That was a ton of fun, but I think our market is kind of in the States, so
Yeah.
we'll probably be doing a blend of the old stuff and whatever we have written at that point. And hopefully, you know, recording singles kind of like we've been doing to keep pumping stuff out as we go, and then eventually a full length.
Yeah.
There we go.
Honestly, it's hard to pre-plan like releases because we don't really like to rush like the creative process, you know?
Yeah,
So it's
sure.
like it's ready when it's ready kind of thing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's like we take our time and give you like the most polished, you know, final product instead of saying like a year from now, like, hey, like this song's gonna come out in January. And then, you know, December hits and we're only like halfway done writing it because we're just so like picky about what we want. And,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, basically, Volta and Mario Kart took us, just those two things took us almost a year.
Yeah.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
Yeah, we again, with the original stuff especially, we come from improvisation, and then we just tirelessly refine it from there.
Yeah.
And it can be really slow. Sometimes we go backwards for a while and then realize our first idea. So it's just, we never really rush it or cut to conclude, you know, cut it earlier than it needs to be, and we take as long as we need to. So it's pretty daunting looking at a full album and try to put a date on it, but that's what we're gonna have our heads down for a while, writing, and hopefully some shows in between there. But we found good success in sort of batching it, you know, doing like months of writing and then months of shows and promoting. It just kind of keeps our focus straight. So our focused. Yeah.
There we go. Awesome. Well, huge shout outs to Erica and Angela over at Muddy Paw. Always love when they send me stuff over. So much love to them as always. And if you'd like to check out Dog Drive Mantis, I'm pretty sure I said it right. You can check the links in the description where you can find out about the band, their music, anything coming up. Don't hound them too much on new stuff. It will be out very soon. And if you enjoyed this interview, share it, like it, subscribe. It goes a long way. And thanks, of course, to the guys for coming on and chatting today.
All right, Brett, thanks for having us, man.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.